Hello again everybody, and welcome back to another one of my videos. I have been a little bit AFK for a while because there's so much going on at the moment, but it is long overdue that I show you all my houseplant collection. So today we're going to be doing a houseplant tour. So let's get on with it. This is the first corner of my lounge, I guess, and here I have some grow lights plugged in to this pole, and on this one is my philodendron verrucosum. I'm not really sure what form it is, but I've had it so long, and I've chopped it I think twice now, but this is the newest leaf it's given me, which is like, I think that's a reasonable size, and that's just on a moss pole. Next to it is my, if I can get it out, very dusty, my original philodendron serpens. I also chopped this recently and it has got one poorly leaf on it. It's probably going to lose that leaf, but it's got a new one coming in, and this is the oldest leaf, or sorry, ignore the moss on there. This is the nicest, newest leaf. So I'm hoping that we're gonna like grow like that from now on, but again, it's just propped up down here for now. But I don't actually grow a lot of plants on moss poles because of the room in this space, so hopefully if everything goes through, we are potentially gonna have more room for moss poles, so that's really good news. Okay, so now let's move on to the next stop, which is my IKEA cabinet. This is, I can't remember the exact name of this one, but it's the tall one. I think it's the Mills bow, actually. Yeah, the Mills bow. I've had it about, I think about 3 years now. And it's actually not looking that full for once, so that's actually like a rarity. Let's open her up. Hopefully it doesn't get all stroby, because it tends to do that. I might have to turn this light off in a minute, but okay, let's run you through everything in here. So let's just like go through it. Up the top, up here, is my Hoya calistophylla black cat, which I got, and it was kind of rotten, so I'm just hoping that it grows back. I mean, I don't see... Oh wait, is that a new growth point, actually? Oh my god. Okay, I recently moved it up to be like closer to the light, so hopefully that has actually made a difference. And next to that is my recent Alsobia dianthiflora that I got in my Dibblies, and I've cut a lot of the runners off and repotted them in the top, and it looks really good actually. So yeah, I'm hoping to grow a nice full version of that plant. Okay, I had to turn off the grow lights because it was just getting like way too stroby, but I've got my box light on it now, so you can see it looks nice and bright. And then up the top here, I have my Hoya Croniana Silver, which has flowered for me so many times. I've actually cut off a lot of the flowers, but yeah, there you go, you can see them. And I've got some cuttings at the back of Gigas, I think, and Melanochrysum. Again, I'll be putting them on a pole when we get more room. Then I have up here a Labesia species Rio Yellow or something like that, I'm not really sure. Have a little bulbophyllum at the back. I think that one is the Nigriensis or something like that. Now on the bottom layer, take you in a bit closer. This one is a recent purchase of mine. I got it for $2.99, and that is the Begonia Maculata Pink Spot. It's actually doing really well in here. It's got, yeah, it's even got some little flowers, cute. But it's in this tiny pot, so I think I might have to up pot that soon. At the back is my Philodendron Fuzzy Petiole. Again, these are just kind of like small cuttings, and I'm gonna eventually get them on a pole. It's just like a measure for the meantime. And then I have my two Anthurium Bakeri seedlings, and you can tell these have got really big since my last video. So, and then here I have my Hoya Cordata, and I chopped this up when I got it because it just wasn't looking that healthy. But now this whole vine is new, which is cute. And it's also got, I don't know if you can see that, but it's got some new growth coming as well. But this one took, honestly, forever to get going. So, yeah, just trying not to kill her. And obviously I have a nice dragon scale here. The dream is to get a really nice big dragon scale. That's one of my partner's favorite ones. So, again, I struggled with this one quite a lot. Had a lot of yellowing on the leaves, but I'm not sure if that is just this particular plant, or I don't know really. I don't know what I'm doing wrong there, but it seems to be okay at the moment. And then at the back is my Luxurians crossed with my Magnificum, and it's not got that many leaves at the moment, but I think, again, it just needs a bigger pot and like a bigger space because it's kind of just squished up in here. And it's only got 2 leaves at the moment. Well, 3 leaves, sorry. There's one back here too. But it's healthy and it's doing okay. So I'm not going to complain too much. And then down here are my cutie new anthuriums. So this one is the BVIT, the Indo type. But I think one of the leaves is actually stuck. So it's trying to come out, but it isn't doing very well. But I'm just going to leave it alone. I'm not going to mess with that one. And this one, look at that new leaf. This one is the one on my last Anthurium video as well. This is the Antelechii. I've got the name on it because I always forget. It's that one, the RA8, RA9 crossed with a Blackwall. And this is the newest leaf it's given me, and I am honestly just in love with it. So, yes. Thank God it's not died. And it's doing so well. Love it. Okay. Let's go down to the next level. Down here, I've got my Begonia Amphioxus that's doing really well. I've got a Pinguicula Tina back here that's in bloom. Not that you can really see it, but oh well. Cute little flowers back here. And that's another one of my bakery seedlings. And there's another one actually back here as well. And then right in the back corner is my Hoya Crimson Queen. She's just been in there for like years. I need to repot her and also kind of get her on a trellis or something, but I've not done it, so yeah, whoops. This is my Hoya Ficii. This one's been doing really well actually, but I think I need to get it on a bigger trellis as well because it's kind of just shoved under here. And then I have my monster David Portilla Dreams, which is just like, it's getting burnt by the light. It's getting burnt by the light up here. And it's just like way too big for this space, but I don't have anywhere else to put it. But we love her. We love that one so much. It's one of my favourite anthuriums, honestly. It's so big. I literally can't even get it in frame. And then last thing in the cabinet is my Begonia masoniana, which may or may not have pests. Not really sure what that is. But, oh well. It could just be mold, I think. But yeah, that one's like shoved in the back corner, and again, I really need to like do something with that, but I am putting it off, so there you go. That is the cabinet sorted. So that's the cabinet done, and then I think we're gonna go on to our next, I guess, plant in the room, which is just next to my cabinets. So this is my little TV unit stand. And this is my Anthurium Silver Blush. And it is putting out these huge leaves, which I don't really understand why, but it continues just to be an amazing grower for me, luckily. Yeah, no problems with this one at all, so I would recommend it for room humidity, just like normal room humidity. This plant is like perfect. And then I've got my Tsinanthe, I think it's Bell Marks, which is kind of sad looking. It's got some sad leaves in there, but it's okay. My cat always knocks this one off, so that's probably why. And then next to that is one of my Dragon's Breath. You probably saw it on my Instagram that I had a really nice one of these, but it just kind of died. So I've got all the corms, and I chopped it completely back to like, you know, the bare bulb or whatever you call it. I completely forgot what it's called. So yeah, I chopped it back to the top of the corms, and I just left the pot in my cabinet. I feel like a lot of people would throw it away, but I was like, no, I'm gonna see what happens. And what happened was this. So yeah, not sure how many plants are in there, but it is doing so well, and I love it so much. Can't really tell how big it is, but let me put it next to my face and show you. So yeah, I really love this one, and I really want to grow like a really big plant of it, so I'll probably be just really diligent with potting it up when it needs it and feeding it, etc. I have had, like I said, issues with these dying over winter, so I'm gonna test this one in room humidity this year and see if it survives, because it seems to be doing really well out of the cabinet, which is surprising, but maybe it was getting too much light in there. So I know some alocasia are fussy about that. They like slightly less light. Well, the ones I have in lower light seem to do better, which is kind of odd. But yeah, she's doing well. So we love that. So that's where my Dragon's Breath, or is it Heterophylla? I can't remember. Goes. There is the queen herself. No, I don't know. My massive Monstera. And this is probably one of my first ever plants, so it is a bit sentimental for me. And it's, again, probably too big for my space at the moment, but I just can't bring myself to get rid of it. It doesn't have any fenestrations, which might mean it's not the large form, but I think I'm gonna pot this up at some point and just grow it as big as I can. So That's again a very sentimental plant. Another sentimental plant is this umbrella plant, Chaflora, I think it's called. This is probably Chaflora variegata or something. I don't actually know the name of it, but I grew that one from a very small twig, basically. And it's been growing ever since, so one of the first plants I ever got, and I still love it. Next to that is another favorite. There's gonna be a lot of favorites in this video, but it is my Hoya. It's not Hoya. It's my Maranta obovata, I think it's called. And I got this one on sale because it was kind of sad looking. And I'm trying to revive it back to life. And it seems to be doing quite well at the moment. It's still kind of rooting in there. But yeah, she lives on the window next to my baby boy. This is my cat Arnie. He's a grumpy old man, and he was a rescue, so he's a little bit shy of people, but this is his favorite spot because he like wakes up the heat from the radiator, and he loves putting his paws down there for some reason. But yeah, that's Arnie. Sits there. He's a long cat. Look at that. Oh my goodness. Honestly, he's living a life of luxury in here. And that brings me up here. This is my philodendron Brazil. And this pot is really full because it just lives on my window. Oh, in my windowsill. So yeah, had that one a long time and it just keeps on filling out and I keep chopping it back. And then I got this cactus as well that may or may not be dying. My cat knocks this off all the time as well. And then next to that is just a syngonium, a green form syngonium. I'm not sure of the botanical name. I can put it on the screen, but that just lives in that window. I had it a long time. It does really well. That's all I have to say. Okay, this is my other little baby. This is Gigi. She's a tiny little creature. And yeah, she's such a like harmless little child. And she likes to sleep here. Aww. She's only young. She's about 2, I think. 2, coming up to 3 years old now. But yeah, she's a sweetie. Okay, let's move on to, I guess, the last part in the lounge, which is just over here. And that is my IKEA plant shelves. These are one of my favorite parts of, I guess, this room. Just really good idea getting this shelf. So I had a smaller shelf before this, but this one really does hit different, I guess. So yeah, up the top here I have just a normal Monstera obliqua. No, wait, not obliqua. I literally have blanked on the name of it, but it's the trailing Monstera. You all know what it is. And I also have this really nice Billietier, and recently moved my Pallidiflorum here just to get the height mainly and like the best of that grow light. And as you can see, that new leaf is already like from here to here. The last one was like this long. And it's just growing so quick now. So yeah, we love that one. So pretty. And I've also got a little shelf with another one here. Less long leaf, but I will probably put these together at some point. I'm not sure. But yeah, back here I have another Monstera. This one is slightly variegated. like on some of the leaves. I don't know if you can see, but I don't know how it got variegated. It just kind of decided to get variegated in my cabinet, and then I moved it out. Wait, here's a good example. But yeah, back there. And I have my recently acquired Hoya multiflora in this nice pot, and it's doing so well. It's got loads and loads of new growth already, and look how cute these blooms are. I love them. And also another bakery seedling lives here. My Stapelia hirsuta that I recently bought also lives here. It's got lots of new growth on it, which is nice. And then next to that is one of my favourite Hoyas ever, which is probably overwatered actually, now that I'm feeling it. This one is my Hoya serpens. It's doing really well. It has so much growth. And yeah, I love it so much, so that's her. I've got a lot of trailing succulents on here. This is like my mini cactus succulent shelf. So string of beads, string of pearls. This is some kind of, I think this is some kind of hernia, but I'm not sure what one. I did root rot this, so it's kind of like starting to recover from that. And then I have a string of turtles back there. I have a pickle plant, and I also have a spiky aloe. And then down here, oh my god, I have another aloe at the back that seems to actually be in flower at the moment, so that's interesting. And I have this squamy, philodendron squamy that has been growing for the longest damn time and doesn't seem to do anything. But yeah, it seems like it's got an actual new growth point at the moment. This is one I'd love to put on a pole as well, but we'll see what happens to that. I've got a pickle propagation that I'm going to give away to somebody. I think it's rooted as well. I think there's some roots down there. So that's really cool. Let me give that away. And this is an actual pot that I made, which is honestly like one of my favorite things I've ever made. And it's just this cute pink pot with all these little symbols and signs on it. Let me see if I can turn it around for you. So yeah, we got some like cute clouds and little flowers and things like that. And I made this pot specifically to fit one of my plants in. So in this one is my Hoya Sarawak cream. This is one I hauled in the same video as my Dibblies video, I'm pretty sure. And since that haul, this is like a whole new leaf it's given me, and this one. And I had to like kind of bend it round this trellis. So maybe that wasn't the best idea. But yeah, it's doing so well. I need to get it somewhere taller. And that's that one. Okay, I had to switch on my big lamp light again because of the strobing from, it's just these type of grow lights. These I think they're the Barina bar ones, like the long bar ones, seem to just strobe a lot. The newer Barina ones, like these ones, they're really good. They don't seem to strobe at all that much when I film, but this one must be more intense or have a different frequency. I don't know. It's a shame. This is like my favorite shelf. It just looks so white now, but oh well. On here is like my flowering, cute small kind of plant area. So firstly, let's start off here. This is not a Harlequin Dawn. This is a Streptocarpus. It's got the purple flower because they actually sent me the wrong one, but I can't remember the name, but I'll put it on the screen. So yeah, there's like a cute Streptocarpus. This is the one I actually wanted, which is really dry actually, so I need to water that. This is the Streptocarpus Harlequin Dawn, and it has these really pretty, that one's dying off now, but these really pretty, like, don't know if you can see it, like a pink peach flower, so I love that. And then behind that I have another type of Labesia. I think it's SP Vietnam, that stays in a cloche. My variegated bear's paw, which is massive. My monkey tail. I recently propagated this as well, so it's like got so many vines now and I love it so much. Have another Streptocarpus here. And a Puntia back here that I rerouted because it got so tall it fell over. And then it brings me to the favourite part of my collection at the moment. My ping shelf. So all these pots I actually made myself. And I have a video about them I can link in the description. They are honestly just thriving, like, in these pots. Ignore the algae, please. Yeah, they're cute. And that one is my, let me have a look. I've got the cards here. Yeah, so this one here is Pinguicula emerginata clone A. So I'm hoping that has a white flower. This one here is my Pinguicula Moctezuma crossed with Cyclosecta, and it says giant flower, and I'm like, when am I ever going to get a flower on it? But I don't know if you can see this. Let me move you closer. Do you see that? She has a flower, and I think the flower's pink. So I'm going to lose my mind if that flowers. I'm so excited. Next to that is my Pinguicula Marciano, I think it's called. Yeah, Pinguicula Marciano. Then I have another Pinguicula Tina next to that with the flowers. It's really cute flowers. Always flowers for me, this one. Would recommend. And then back here I have my Pinguicula Linnea and Crassulafolia. You see they're starting to go into winter dormancy though. It's actually got that succulent centre. And this one is my Linns. That's starting to go into winter mode too. So I hope this one flowers before it goes into winter mode. But we will find out. And yeah, I love them. So this is the shelf on top of this shelf down here. As you can see, I have another Dragon's Breath. And behind that is my big Crystal Sky. That's not looking so good, to be honest. But it probably needs a repot. Then I have my big bear paw at the front here. This is my Micholitziana, or Friedeck, non-variegated Friedeck, which is putting out a new leaf since I repotted her. This one was like getting spider mites all the time. I've always had problems with spider mites with this plant. It never seems to not have spider mites. So I did put some predatory mites in here. I don't know if it's made a big difference, but I haven't seen any lately, so that's really good news. I have to move some plants out of the way to get to the rest of this. 2 seconds. I can kind of show you what's going on here. So this Hoya, which I'm going to look at first, again in a custom pot, was my Hoya Gayo that I got from Melbourne, and these are both new leaves, and it's put out this like massive runner that I need to like train back around this trellis. But yeah, this one's doing amazingly. Love that for her. And next to that is another newer purchase that I got. So this one was my Serpens pink, and it's honestly like rooted into the pole already, which is crazy. This is the oldest leaf and it looks a bit sad, but that always happens with these, I've noticed. And the newer leaves are absolutely immaculate. I might move this though from under this grow light, because I've noticed with Serpens that a lot of the time the leaves can yellow if they're getting too much light. This is the newest leaf it's given me, and I just need to show you the back. Are you ready? What the hell? The pinkness of that whole like petiole is stunning. I absolutely love this plant. This is like, if this grows big and I get it on a bigger pole, this might actually be like my favorite plant ever. So yeah, very, very, very excited about that one. Just gonna move it out the way back there. Okay, next up is the plant I have a love-hate relationship with, my papillium. I honestly think this has just been attacked, but I thought it was like damage from something else, but now I'm like, no, she's just been attacked by some kind of pest. I mean, it's a shame because this leaf is so beautiful otherwise, but I am gonna chop this at some point. As you can see, the stem is really long back here, and I mean, some of the leaves are gorgeous, but it's just got a bit like weird, you know? Has got an inflow at the moment, but I'm waiting for it to go like all dewy. Maybe I've missed it, I don't know. But I'm gonna try and pollinate it. And if it doesn't pollinate and I don't get any seedlings, then I'm gonna chop it. So that's the plan for that one. And behind that one is my other Anthurium hybrid. This is the No ID. It seems to be doing really well out of the cabinet for now. It's transitioned okay. But yeah, again, not enough room, to be honest. Yeah. And next to that is my Hoya Kerrii variegated, outer variegated. I've got this just growing up the side of my plant shelf. It hasn't really got any new leaves yet. It's doing this thing where it puts out like one new leaf on each node. I have got that happening before on a few of my Hoya. I'm not sure if that's just something it does for a while until it gets like acclimated, or maybe it's like the one side facing the light gets a leaf. But there is a new set here that looks promising, so we'll see. I did just want to show you one thing from this shelf compared to me. So like, I've never seen a bear pot as big as the one I've got, but I'm gonna hopefully make this like massive in time. Let me show you. Do you see the size of that thing? What the hell? It's crazy. So now these are the last few plants in the lounge. Let's start over here. So this is my Christmas cactus, Thanksgiving cactus, I'm not sure. It's actually in bloom at the moment. This is so cute. It's like a pink peach color, so I love it, obviously. And it's in this cute little hand-painted cat pot. And behind that I have more Monstera cuttings, and I think actually some Wenlindrii, I'm not sure how you say that, cuttings. And then down here there's me. Down here I have my Philodendron gloriosum. This one has been a bit of a struggle for me to size up. As you can see, like the leaves are narrow, like a decent starting size, but it's just been a pain to grow. This is another one. There's two plants in here. One is actually a dark form. I'm not sure which one until it gets bigger, but they're only like this far into the pot, so there is hope. You might be wondering why I've covered up the rest of this leca. Is because my cat actually peed in there, so that was great. I had to wash all the leca, everything, and repot the plant, so it's looking a bit sad at the moment, a bit wilted. But yeah, it is growing, as you can see down there. It is growing in leca, and it seems to be working okay. So this next one here is my Platycerium veitchii silva. And as you may be able to tell from the last video where you probably saw it, it has lost a few of its fronds. That was due to my negligence over summer. So I water it outside most of the time. I like dunk it in my water bath, and I left it outside, and then it was like a baking hot day. All the fronds got burnt and they kind of just fell off. So yeah, I mean, it is what it is. I keep always saying that you have to like kill a plant to be able to grow it. And for this one, that was definitely the case. Though it's not dead, and it's actually got a lot of new growth from killing it almost. So in a way, it kind of worked out for me. But yeah, this is the last plant in the lounge. So there you go. So let's go and see what we've got in the kitchen. So you are now in my kitchen, and I have quite a few plants in here. Probably taking up too much counter space, but let me go show you what we've got in here. So let's go around. I'm gonna walk through the plants on this side on the counter. So as you can see, these are all my tomatoes. This is actually the last harvest of the year. So some might go red, some might not, I'm not sure, but anyway, that's not for this video. So to start with, move that out of the way. I have another Maranta rattlesnake here. Probably could do with up potting, to be honest. It's in this like tiny little pot. But I've had that one for years as well. It died back completely in a room that was too hot, and now it's doing really well in here. I have an Oxalis triangularis, I think it's called. These are like weird little corms, and it was doing really like not great in the soil it was in. So I repotted it recently, probably like 4 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, and since then it's put out all these. These are all new, so if you're having trouble with your Oxalis, maybe just repot it and see what happens. Next to that, I have my beautiful, probably my favorite Syngonium. I can't pronounce it though. I tried and I can't, so I'll just put it on the screen instead. This is another one that I have struggled with greenfly on. Because the leaves are so fine and they like curl up when they're coming out, like you can see back here. The greenfly just get all stuck in there, so yeah, she'll probably need another treatment soon, but oh well. Then if I take you to the corner, This is one I've also had for a very long time and I love it so much. This is just my plain Maranta. This one is just in quite a small terracotta pot, but it's been doing so well. I think these kitchen lights that I have kind of double as grow lights. I'm not sure, but they seem to like it. And I have that one actually in my original favorites video. That I think that was my first ever video. So interesting. I should see how much bigger that's got since. And I'm not going to take these down, but up the top here, maybe I can just zoom in a bit more. I have a string of hearts. I have a pearls and jade pothos. And at the back, I have just a regular Hoya carnosa on a hoop trellis. And of course, who would have a houseplant without peperonia, without a Pelia plant, peperomia. So that lives up there. And I just have this like normal green Tradescantia here. And you can actually see these plants are quite common, but it does make a nice backdrop. So I love that. Here is my watermelon peperomia that almost died, but seems to have come back. Some cuttings, and as Tradescantia zebrina over here. So yeah, that's quite a common shelf, but it looks nice, so we love it. I'll bring you over to my skeleton leaf in progress. To the bog window is what we call it. So yeah, this is where all our carnivorous plants kind of live. At the moment I have a normal Phalaenopsis orchid that's about to go into bloom there, and that's doing really healthily. It wasn't doing that well before, but I did just trim all the roots and repot it into like smaller bark. Since then it's done really well, so we love that. Here are some carnivorous plants. So this is a Sarracenia cuprea coppertop. I got that for Jason for his birthday. And there's another Sarracenia here. Not sure which one. This one here is the purpurea. I will say as well, because it's November, it's kind of like the dormancy period. So a lot of these are actually getting quite crispy. But then they'll grow back in the spring, so that's good. Taking you over here. This one is a Ficus elastica, or a rubber tree. This one we got from, Jason got it from his workplace. And it's actually a cutting that we just put in this pot of soil, and it's actually rooted and got a new leaf. So that's good to know it's alive. And back here is one of my favourite begonias, but it's not doing very well. This is all that's really left of my begonia listada. I decided to just chop it back completely. There is some new growth in the bottom of this pot, so not all hope is lost. And I do have some cuttings as well in water. Back here is a succulent that I can't remember the name of. I think it's like, I don't know. Again, I'll put it on the screen because I can't remember, but it was probably about that big when we got it, and now it's like this big. And it's growing like 4 separate shoots at the top. So that one's gonna look really pretty and nice when it's big. A bit of a different vibe going on. Back here, we have another Sarracenia. This one is Rugelli, I think Rugelli. And there's also Acephalatus volocularis that we got from Melbourne that we thought was dying, but I think it's coming back to life. So that's really good news. And let me take you around this side. Here are my cuttings that I told you about. So I'm hoping these root up. There's also some Hoya pubicalyx cuttings in there, because that plant completely rotted on me, that you'll see later on upstairs what it looks like now. And I've also got a couple little bonsais here. I think one is just ginseng bonsai. I'm not sure what the other one is. And some cuttings. And this one here is actually a mango. Someone who I used to work with actually gifted me this, and it was doing so well this year, but all the leaves just came off the top up here. And I think that was because I underwatered it and it was getting too cold, so that's a lesson learned with that one. And it also might have spider mites, so I need to treat that. And then the last bit of the kitchen, here we have our fridge. And on top of my fridge is two of my older plants. So one here, this one is my Siltepecana that Jason got me a while ago, and it's doing really well. I just have to keep chopping them like here, otherwise they get too big. And then next to that is my normal pothos. Let me show you. Okay, so I actually have, this is just my regular, just, I can't remember, the common pothos. I had, this one got so bold at the top that I just chopped all the vines, and it's actually worked out really well. It's just filled it out more and ended up with more growth points at the top. It really needs a repot. I can't even pull the roots out because it's so root bound in that ceramic pot. But yeah, it really fills out a space quite nicely, I think, this one. And yeah, if your pothos is getting bold, you can just chop it and it will get new growth points. It's kind of scary to begin with, so it looks so empty. Like, if I showed you what this used to look like, it was so much nicer, to be honest. But now you just gotta take the plunge sometimes and chop it, and that's what I did, and it's actually working out for me. So again, a simple plant, but it makes the space look so nice. And I think that is it now for downstairs, so let's go upstairs. So we are now in the main and I guess only bedroom of my house, and I'm gonna take you around some of the plants in here. There aren't as many in here as like in previous years, just from downsizing and just trying to like sort out my collection a bit more. Some plants in here have troubles with pests, so I'll talk to you about those as I go through. But yeah, it's a little bit sad looking in here, but anyway, you'll see. Let's go through the bedroom. Yeah, so this is the only window in this room. It gets a lot of light, mostly in the evening. So a lot of plants do well here, but I will say the struggle I have most in this room is like dust and also pests, because these windows are open in summer and I think a lot comes in through the windows, or it could just be they were already here, I'm not sure. Okay, let's start on the right hand side of this window. So here I have my Hoya australis lisa, and this plant is actually massive. But yeah, this is the size of this plant. Yeah, this one has flowered for me multiple times. I'm trying to see if I can find, yeah, up here, look. There are multiple of these old peduncles. And I put this on two bamboo hoop trellises. So I would recommend that for Hoya. They do really well on that. I bought it about 3 years ago and it was probably like this big, 2 or 3 leaves per vine, and it was 4 vines in a pot. And now it's grown to this like mammoth plant in about 3 years. But you can see some of the older leaves have been falling off. I feel like this might have flat mites or something, because some of the leaves have like weird damage on them. But like, let me show you, like this. Like something's been nibbling away at that. But it's way too big to treat. But I will treat it at some point. So yeah, don't worry about that. And then next up along here, I have some kind of peperomia. I bought this a long time ago and I don't know what it is, but it has these nice like frosted leaves. So I think I'll have to put the name on the screen, but I'm not sure what type it is. This one has been struggling with some root rot, and I think I need to just chop it back and restart it. But again, it's a job for another day. Next to that, I have another Pinguicula Lisa. And it's not doing that well because it was in quite a low light spot before this, but as you can see, it's doing well at catching all the fungus gnats in here. That's another problem with this room. We get a lot of fungus gnats. Hence why this Pinguicula is up here. That's kind of another good tip, I think. Put carnivorous plants in rooms that you have pest issues or like fungus gnat issues, because they do make a difference. So it's like a natural sticky trap. And then further along here, I have a Alocasia stingray, a succulent, I think it might be some kind of, is it? Oh, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what that one is. I'll have to put that on screen. But my nan got me that, so that's why I'm keeping it. And also a massive aloe. Again, this is one, if not the first plant I bought when I moved to the area I live in. And I got it off Facebook Marketplace for like a couple of pounds. And I don't know, it's just one of them plants that's so basic, but I really couldn't part with it. And it's flowered for me multiple times. There's like an old flower spike here as well. Ooh. Oh, there it is. So yeah, I love it. I love this plant. The stingray has recently been restarted due to root mealies and also spider mites. I've got it in a clear pot now, so I can see if there's any root mealies in there, but it is still struggling with spider mites. Don't know if you can see any on here, but I need to give it another treatment basically. Maybe there's some. Yeah, there they are. But luckily it's not next to anything that would be prone to it. Like it's next to a succulent and an aloe, so I'm not too worried about that, but I do need to keep treating it. And then above them, up here, sorry for the backlighting, let me get them down, is my Hoya that my partner Jason got me. This used to be a really beautiful full pot. I can put it on screen what it used to look like, and it actually ended up having what I think was root mealies as well, because the whole plant, the leaves were starting to get wrinkly and they were like really soft, and the vines were just dying. So I knew something was wrong with it, and I basically chopped it all back, propagated the vines that I knew were the ones I liked, and then I repotted it. This was the one where some of the cuttings were downstairs in the kitchen as well, because there was 2 types of Hoya pubicalyx. I kept mostly the Royal Hawaiian Purple in this pot because I prefer them flowers more over the like standard pink ones, and it has flowered for me loads, so I was so sad when it actually died, but it's not dead, it's coming back. And you can see as well in there's lots of new growth. So I'm very happy about that, and I will be closely monitoring this one. But it looks really healthy, and I think it will bounce back from that ordeal. And then next to that, up here, I have a Peperomia Hope. This one just chills out up there. It's a bit dusty, but I've not really had any issues with it. And yeah, hopefully it doesn't have root mealies, but who knows. Right, moving on to my bedside table. This one is a philodendron that I got in a, I think it was a rescue box haul. It's very dusty as well. I dust these so often, but yeah. Cats. So this one is I think it's called it's either a Florida Bronze or a something different. I'm not quite sure what this one is, but yeah, I really like it. It has grown a little bit leggy, and like the leaves have grown a little bit smaller, so this is probably one again I would chop and put on a moss pole eventually, just because it's just looking a little bit sad, but oh well. And there's a grow light up here that I put on every day for it. So up here I have just kind of some cuttings, so again some normal just green pothos in this tray, and then I have a jar of cuttings next to it. So in this jar there's more pothos, some Siltepecana, and I think some Scindapsus as well, and maybe some philodendron micans hidden in there. But yeah, that's just a cute little green area next to a print, and a little some kind of Dracaena. Again, this one's in quite a small pot. But yeah, they just grow up here. Kind of try and keep every plant up here small enough that they don't interfere. And that leads us down to Jason's side table. So on his side table, he has this stunning alocasia. So this poly is one of the ones that was like went kind of downhill. We repotted it, and then now it's doing really well. So it's not in a really bright light environment here. It does have a grow light, but it's not, it's not in a really sunny spot. But I think again that does suit alocasias more in my experience. And it has a new leaf coming in right now. It needs a water. But yeah, it's a really beautiful plant, as you can see. This is the newest leaf. And there's also a baby in there. There's a corm growing out of there. It could do with a bigger pot now, but it's one that we want to grow really big. And it just sits here. And behind that one is I think a ficus. The standard like green type ficus that you get in a lot of stores. This one again wasn't very big when we got it, and it was a little bit unhealthy, so it was on sale. But it's really nice, and it's growing really nice and bushy. Again, it could probably do with the up pot, but yeah, that's the other plant over here. And I think that's benefiting a lot from the grow light as well, so cool. On to the next one. So the last two plants I have growing in this room are a white version of the bird of paradise, has the white flower, and also a syngonium. I think it's red heart, but I honestly don't know what type it is. It was just sold as a syngonium, so that one's on a trellis that I put together myself. Just some bamboo cane, and it's doing really well. It's growing really big. Again, I'll probably get an even bigger trellis for this eventually and have it really tall. That's the plan. And the bird of paradise here is not doing very well. It needs way higher light, to be honest with you, and it's just struggling. You can see the leaves are like starting to like go yellow and brown, especially this one. And it's just not, it's really not an ideal spot for it, because there isn't much light there. But eventually I think we will get it a better home. Yeah, lots of potential. And I think that is it for the bedroom. So now just through this door over here is the spare room, and that's the last room in the house. So let's go and see what plants I have in there. So here we are in the final room of the house. Let me take you through what's in here. So there aren't many plants in this room. There's one plant stand here, plants up in my window, and a couple plants on the windowsill. And that's mostly it, because as you can see, it's a little bit of a mess at the moment, but the plants that I do have in here, pretty easygoing, don't normally have to do much with them. So I'm going to show you this first corner and what's there. So the first plant I got, woo, it's actually getting really big, is this. I think this is a ponytail. No, it's not a ponytail palm. Kentia? Oh. Hello. What do you want? Hey, Gigi. You got a little visitor. Anyway, back to the video. I think it's a Kentia palm. And it's also putting out loads of new growth for me. Never been an issue. And my good friend Jenny, if you're watching, hello. She got this for me and it's still doing really, really well. So I haven't killed it yet. And again, it's a really nice piece. I think it would look better as a more of a centerpiece. So it's not living its best life in this corner, but it's still really healthy. And let's put that back. Next to that one, I have my Calathea rufibarbara. These have really nice soft fuzzy leaves. I love them. This is another one that I killed and I cut back literally to nothing. I cut it back to the soil and it grew back to this amazing luscious big plant. So I recently repotted this, but it could do with another size up, I think, in a year or two. And I want to make this a really nice large bushy plant as well. And I'm not going to pull this one out, but Gigi, look at this beast. Gigi, goodness sake. But behind those two is a Monstera adansonii. I remembered the name now. And it's on a moss pole, but it's really overgrown, the moss pole. And I think this might be one that I'm gonna eventually get rid of, because I have one downstairs and I could restart one if I really wanted to. So yeah, I'm gonna say bye-bye to that one. And up here I have my philodendron micans. This is a really pretty plant. I really love the autumnal colours that come through when it's against the window. I've had this one quite a long time as well, but it probably needs a repot. And next to that is my marble queen pothos. I've chopped this countless amount of times, but it has got some nice variegation on it. And yeah, it's just gets way too big too quickly, but it's a really pretty plant. And then I guess I'll take you through the last couple plants in here. The last two plants. So this one here is another peperomia. I think it's Peperomia rosso because it has the red backings to the leaves. I kind of struggle a little bit with peperomia, and sometimes if I just leave them alone, they tend to do the best. But this one has recently been repotted because I think I overwatered it, but it seems to be doing quite nicely now. And that's the other thing about peperomia. I think they can be just chopped back and rerouted quite easily, and then they seem to bounce back. So that is one. Yeah. This next one I have is a Calathea network. It kind of had really big long leaves and then they died, and then I repotted it and now it's grown really compact. But yeah, this is in a massive pot as well, and the roots are already coming out the bottom because it was stupidly root bound when I repotted it, and it just seems to grow like a monster. So I'm hoping this one will grow kind of longer leaves in the long term, because some of them are bleached as well, you can see from the sun. But yeah, I really like this plant. It's a really big plant and it seems to be enjoying its spot up there. So that, I guess, it's getting soil everywhere. Let me put it back. So yeah, oh, I forgot there's one more actually. I'm just gonna take this one from here, but there's also this satin pothos, satin aegerius. I don't know if that's how you pronounce it, but that's the one it is. It has the smaller leaves, and that one just lives here, and it's getting quite long. Please ignore all my comic books. I'm like calling myself out here, but yeah, that is officially the last plant. So yeah, that is, I guess, it for my houseplant tour. I hope it hasn't been too repetitive, because honestly I was getting like out of breath, like talking about this is this plant, that is that plant. So I hope it hasn't been too boring, but I kind of guess you have more of an insight now into what I have, which is quite nice to know, because it's like sorry, fungus gnat. Yeah, it's quite nice to know like what people on the internet, creators, even though I'm not really one, have, and get an idea that our houses aren't all filled with rare plants, and we do just have some nice normal plants, which I love as much as any other rare plant. There is gonna be a slight change to this channel possibly coming in the future, as to the location. Hopefully next time you see me, or in the next few videos, I'll be in a new place, but yeah, everything has to go through, so nothing is definite at the moment, but I'm hoping, fingers crossed, to be moving into a new house, and it is much bigger than this one. It's not just 2 rooms upstairs and 2 rooms downstairs. It actually has, well, it has more rooms, right? So, and there's a lot of plant potential in that space. And I'll be showing you how I set up my plants in the new space, hopefully. And a lot of my plants can actually go on moss poles now, and a lot of my plants can grow to their full potential, which I'm so happy about, because I think a year or 2 more in this house and I would have run out of space. So anyway, that's my life and that's my update and that's my house. So thank you guys for coming along with me if you made it to the end, if you made it this far, and I can't wait to make some more videos. I know it's been a while, but like I said, there's a lot going on and I'm just happy to make this for you. So thank you all, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!